So I want to point out that most people have a pretty superficial understanding of data analysis. Even as scientists, most people have a very, very superficial understanding of what it actually takes to get into it. And I've been stuck on the same data. I thought it was going to be a very easy problem that I was going to work on, and I would download some data and I would have this nice little output, and it wouldn't take that long. The problem is, as soon as you start working with real data, you realize that there's a lot of problems that actually exist. And then you have to think about what assumptions that you're going to make that are actually acceptable. And what you'll realize is that no matter what data you look at, no matter how perfect it's supposed to be, it's never perfect. It's always very, very messy. And there's always problems that exist that you just would never think about. And what data does, it forces you to think about all of your assumptions along the way. Now, the trouble is that the outside world does not sort of give any credibility to data analysis. Everybody thinks it's so easy to actually do until you've actually done it. And then you realize, I don't know what I'm doing. And people will not be able to understand the sort of steps that it takes to get there if they haven't done it and it's not part of their day-to-day. I have been doing data analysis for a long time, and I think the secret to doing good data analysis, it's not looking at numbers. That's problematic in a lot of different ways, but it's actually looking at the data in a very, very simple chart. Or a simple graph. I prefer just to use these very simple, what are called scatter plots, and you just look at XY relationships between two variables. Now, why do I prefer to do that? Is because you actually see what's going on, and you often see all sorts of problems that you wouldn't have guessed would have happened until you started looking at the real data and taking that deep dive. And then that's when you start thinking about, oh man, I don't know what I'm doing, and I have to think about these different assumptions. And that's where all of the hard work actually comes in, and you get stuck with these very difficult puzzles that everybody else will discount, and you will know, and I know, just how difficult it actually is to go through and do good data analysis. Now, don't be that superficial person that just comes up with a number and is satisfied with it. Actually do some data analysis. Go into it and explore a little bit with some charts.